one thing nobody tells you about becoming a reader is reading books is the easiest part. The hardest part is tracking everything, because suddenly you have 100 books in your TBR, 5 unfinished series, goals that you set in January that you forget by March. There's a lot to keep up with, which is exactly why I've been keeping a reading journal since I started reading. And honestly, it's one of my favorite parts of reading. Something so satisfying about finishing a book and then updating it in my reading journal. It just brings me so much joy. So in this video, I'm basically going to take you guys through how I keep all my reading life organized. I won't be doing a full walkthrough. I'll just be showing you my favorite things, and hopefully you'll get some tips to add into your own reading journal. One of the big problems that I have is I move on to the next book straight away, which means I forget what the book is about. You can ask me about it 2 months later and I'll be like, it's been a weird. To be honest, I have that very less nowadays, and I think it's because I do 2 things. I have an option to quick review something, and I have journal pages. And the way I quick review something, so say for example I finished Fearless, so I'm going to click that I finished it. As soon as I click finish, you'll see this, and you can just quickly type your thoughts and feelings and like anything pivotal that happened, especially if you've been reading a series and you don't want to forget how you left off. Or I would click the dictaphone button and I would just voice memo real quick my thoughts and feelings, so then I have it all captured here and I never forget how I felt. So if I want to go back and review it, I can. And you also have the option, if you're a rambler, to use the AI system in here to summarize your thoughts, which can be handy. The other option is, if I want to spend more time with the book, I can open up the actual book and then you'll see there is a section for journaling and thoughts. There's also prompts here that help with your reading comprehension. So if it's a book that you actually want to deep dive into themes, your thoughts, takeaways, anything like that, there is prompts all here to help you do that. So sometimes I do catch a book where it's like I had an amazing takeaway from it and I don't want to forget, and I will literally journal all of that. Or if I'm feeling more cute, I will add images, pictures, talk about the spice ratings, obsess about my favorite fictional book boyfriends, you know, the important things in life. I do have a physical journal. However, this is the last spread that I filled in January. We are in June already. I haven't updated this. This takes a lot more work, whereas it's just so much easier to capture my thoughts in here. And there's something comfortable about the fact that it's not permanent as like glue and pen. I don't want to rip out pages where I can just do whatever I want and delete it later in here. So I do like the both of them. Just in case you're wondering, okay girl, you have 2 reading journals, for why? Scrapbooking is like a separate hobby, and then this is also like another hobby too, but you know, it's just quick capturing. I like the fact that I can quickly capture my thoughts without worrying about how it looks in the journal. Okay, so the next problem that I face is picking the next book that I want to read. Can we talk about how weirdly difficult it is to pick the next read? Sometimes I can spend ages trying to choose. So guys, if I show you my true TBR list, it's so long that it can be very intimidating. But I like to take a couple books that I want to read for the month, put it in the next subsection, so that's what I choose from. I will put the highest anticipated books for the month in this section, and it tends to be the books that I picked from the Clear the Cart series, which you guys have seen. Then down below you can see books that I physically own and books by the genre, so that can help you pick your next read if you're a mood reader. So say for example you're feeling romance, you can just go into the romance tab and have a look at the books. You can see the ones that are in yellow that says top of the TBR, and the ones that are in grey that just says TBR. This way, the books that I really want to get to, maybe the next book in a series that I want to get to, they will get the top of the TBR badge. If they're tagged with the top of the TBR, they will literally get put on top of the list, and then everything else will be in there that I can choose from if I want to. But I tend to focus on the ones at the top. This has literally saved me so many times with like decision fatigue and trying to choose the next read, because I can just see what I'm focused on. I don't have to scroll through a big fat TBR list. I don't have to like remember what books I said I wanted to read or check somebody's input on a book. I just know that I gave it that badge for a reason, so I'm probably gonna get into it very soon. So see me, I love setting a good goal. I love something to strive to. Achieving them is a different problem. Trying to actually succeed in life, the ghetto. Well, this is how I keep on top of my book goals, my challenges that I like to do. Disclaimer, when I set goals, I don't make them too hard, I don't make them stressful. This is a hobby at the end of the day. I do it because it makes reading more fun for me. If you hate them and they stress you out, don't include them. Don't do it to yourself, girl. It's a hobby at the end of the day. This is just things we enjoy doing. It's not like to strive in life, it's just to enjoy life. However, I love setting goals, so this is how I do it in my Notion template. A lot of the times you forget your goals because you don't see them as often, so it was really important for me to have my goals on the home page. As soon as I come in and I want to do anything here, I can see how I'm doing. As you can see, the message is saying I'm ahead of the curve, okay? And that's purely because I set low reading goals. I'm not putting 100 books on there. I'm not doing that to myself. And then below that, you can see your challenges. So in my reading challenges, I have the Clear the Cart challenge. I have the 26 books for 2026. I have videos on both of these. You guys know that I have been trying to empty this cart, and look at it. It still looks full. It looks full. Without seeing my progress, I'd be convinced I'm doing a crap job. I had the goal to read 25 books off the cart. I've already read 20. I've already got to 20, and seeing it here is the only reason why I'm not crying. I'm actually going to bump this goal up now because I feel like I can achieve more. I'm doing great, if I do say so myself. It's really nice to see the progress on here. And if you're falling behind, guys, listen to me. Come here. This is a hobby. reduce the goal. Okay, reduce your goal. I mean, you can try and achieve it, but if it stresses you out, just drop the goal down and look, it looks like you're doing great anyway. That's how I track my goals. If I say, let me pick a book that's on the cart. If I say I've started and finished reading 7 Days in June, then you'll see that my cart, that it says now that I've read 23 books. You'll also see that my reading goal has gone up. It just automatically tracks it for you, and it's so enjoyable to watch. Very motivating, if I do say so myself. I had to come back. As you can see, the matcha is basically done, but I completely forgot to talk about one more of my favorite things in this template, and it's tracking series. Because I don't know about you, but I start so many first books to series. I have a really cute way of displaying it so we can see how far we are. I'm in the middle of 20 series. 20 series. Personally, I count Interconnected series as a series as well, because I'm reading that in order as well. So you know what I'm saying? That's a series in my opinion. It basically shows me all the books that I read, all the books that need to be read, how far I am in the series, basically the percentage. It's very motivating to see, and I have the ones that I'm closest to completing at the top, and it just motivates me to complete them. I also have another view here which says up to date, and this just shows me all the series that I'm waiting for the next book to be released. These are actually Hollywood Renaissance. That book has been released already, so I can actually move that back into ongoing. It means I need to get the second book now. Another reason why I love having a Notion as opposed to in my physical book, this is how I track my series in my physical journal. The problem is, if they were to come out with a new book, there's not often space to do that. For example, down here I have the Dream Harbor series. I don't know if it's very clear. If they come out with another book, I've put this little sticker there now. I often use my Notion reading journal to update this. Like if I want to see what I read for each month, I'll go check in here because it updates automatically. Oh my gosh, can you hear that? It's raining so heavy right now. I actually have to do the score run in like 2 seconds. Another thing that I love is reflecting on my reading. What genres I spend most of the times in. Am I reading as diversely as I think I am? Like, what are the average ratings I've been giving? Like, I like to have the ability to reflect, and I do that in a lot of different ways. One of the ways I do it is by using this reading stats bar. Here I can see like how many pages I've read, the average rating, the highest rating I've given books. I can see the genres I've spent the most of the time in, and how I actually consume my books. I consume a lot of my books using audio, which if you look at it, I spend about the same amount of time eyeball reading as I do listening to audios. It's just some are on physical books and some are on ebooks. I can also look back on this year and all the books that I read and all the rating. I have the 1 sentence review showing up on here. I can get a quick snippet of how I felt on a book. I can go on my authors list and have a look at which region I'm reading the most. I read a lot of American authors. I think I might actually want to branch out a little bit more. I have that option here. So this is some of the ways that I organize my reading and capture my thoughts, spend more time with books. You know, I just enjoy doing it. If you want a full walkthrough of my template, like page by page, then let me know in the comment section and I'll do that. But I just thought I'd show you some of the favorite things about it. I hope you guys got some tips to add to your own reading journals if you use Notion. And if you don't want to create it and you do want to just take mine, then I'll link it down below and you can access it that way. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye girlies. Guys, I added banana milkshake into my matcha because I had no sweeteners, and oh my god, it's amazing. Okay, I just had to tell you that real quick. It's so good.